It's another man who's pushing the boundaries in a very, very unique sport that requires nerves of steel. It's the Estonian Jan Rus, and he'll be telling us more about slacklining.
Yes, this is a young man who does things that, Ndong, you look at it and you wonder, how do you end up thinking of doing something like this? Like, what goes through your mind? What kind of adrenaline must you want to enjoy? And we met the young man and we saw the things that he's able to do, and all of it just incredible. Ndong, there is no way I am walking across 2 buildings. There is no way I am doing it. But not only did he do it going forward, he actually did it backwards, like sort of showing us everything is possible.
And he did a backflip as well.
On a 5-centimeter wide rope.
Interesting.
Incredible.
Nerve-wracking. Anyway, we'll have that interview in the course of tonight's broadcast. But we're asking you, we want to interact with you as well. We've been watching the African Cup of course, the World Cup, I beg your pardon. The African champions, they played against the Netherlands a few moments ago. Unfortunately, they lost that particular fixture. But what we're asking you tonight is, how far do you think African teams will go at this year's World Cup? Share your sentiments with us at Bernard Ndong, at J Wakabi, and at NTV Kenya. The hashtag, remember to use, is SportOn. You've just seen the result there of the Teranga Lions. How do you think African teams will go? How far do you think they'll go at this year's World Cup? Obviously, the way things have started for them is not the best kind of start for the African teams led by the African champions, Senegal. But before we focus on the World Cup, let's take a look at another event that was happening over the past weekend. We've been talking about the FIFA World Cup, and there was another sport that was having the World Cup qualifiers, and that was the Rugby World Cup qualifiers. It was a final chance for the national rugby team to try and qualify for this year's World Cup, for next year's World Cup in France. Unfortunately, they fell short.
They were beaten before they left Kenya. It was that bad. They were beaten before they left this country, because when we interviewed Coach Paul Odera on SportOn on Radio Nation FM, you could hear it from his voice. No training camp, no high performance training camp, no high profile friendlies or internationals. And it was basically a story of, this is what is coming. It was those ones of, and we are a big country that likes kaende. Roju. Let's just hope something happens. But to be honest, we never ever had a chance. And the saddest part is, we hear this in every single sport. His Sevens counterpart has similar problems to what Coach Paul Odera has had to deal with in the last few months.
Right, let's listen to what the coach had to say once the team arrived back in the country from Dubai from the Repechurch tournament.
We need a strong secretariat, because with a strong secretariat, then you can get the right systems in place. But right now, you still have a lot of board members who are chosen through a very difficult system of elections, who feel that they want to have a direct influence on teams. And the net impact is that the teams don't perform well. So all that must be looked at in totality.